Hi everybody, Julia here, making this recording on April 29th, 2022. But according to Jason from Archaix, this is actually the year 5917. And in 18 short years, in the year 2040, we will have a Phoenix phenomena, or a Phoenix event occur, and these happen every 138 years. And this is going to wipe out a large, well, I think like 35% of the human population, but it's very localized. He says it's going to be mostly in Asia. But people who are in the know and on the path and know how to manifest their reality bubble, they don't have to worry about the Phoenix phenomena or the Phoenix event, because one of the reasons the simulacrum has it installed to happen every 138 years is to help keep the ruling powers in check. And another reason they do it every 138 years is to ensure that humans don't get too far advanced and realize they're in a simulation and try to do something about it. And it's a strange thing that he's discovered. His dates, I'm going to put a video in the description of his that explains so much of this, because every 972 years there's also a nemesis phenomena, which he calls it. And other people have referred to that phenomena, the nemesis event, as Planet X or Nibiru. So what's going to happen, we will have in 2040, we'll have a Phoenix event, and then in 2046, we will have a nemesis event. And so between those two, it's going to be total chaos, and Jason predicts that it'll put the simulacrum, the planet that it's simulating, back into a vapor canopy environment, which allows for very advanced and large flora and fauna. And the last vapor canopy environment, when it ended, was the 5,917 years ago. And that's when Genesis, the book of Genesis, was written, and a lot of other early history books. And again, Jason has read all these ancient history books, all from books, not from the internet, to deduce all this information he has. So he's not just pulling it out of the air. And then, so with the vapor canopy, the last time we had it, it produced titans. And then their offspring, their hybrid offspring, with normal humans, because once the vapor canopy was gone, humans started being normal again. So, but you still had some left over from when there was a vapor canopy, and then they bred and had giants, and then eventually they were bred out and killed out. And so, after 2046, we'll have another vapor canopy environment. But in 2078, the next Phoenix event, that'll be the end of the simulacrum. So that is how it goes according to Jason over at Archaix. And again, this is all he put together this and a lot more. This is just a very mild summary of what he has over there. But he put together all this stuff from reading tons and tons of books, taking copious notes, putting things together, finding that everything was very set. Like every 600 years, certain things happen. Every 138 years, a lot of things happen. Every 972 years, he just kept seeing these patterns that were just so systematic and so mathematical. He, not till after he got out of prison and made his first YouTube video about some of his discoveries, he had a motorcycle wreck and had an out-of-body experience, kinda. And after that accident, he put all together, because he wasn't really on the internet or anything in prison for 26 years when he was doing all this research. He put together that this is a simulation. And he thinks that the simulation is us doing it. It's all humans. The Anunnaki are humans. They're just advanced. Some humans way back when were trying to try out different scenarios to avoid a real catastrophe, so they made a simulation so they could test all these different scenarios. And that's where we are. And it might sound far-fetched, but it's really not. And one of the other things is this explains so many things. It explains Tartaria, mud flood, melted buildings, out-of-place artifacts, anomalous artifacts. What else? All those things, mud fossils, because when they do these resets, these cyclical resets, they use these really advanced weaponry that's up in the dome all the time, in the firmament, the stars and everything. A lot of those are projectors. We're always being watched here in the simulation. But, it's more advanced than the directed energy weapons that, you hear about, that they could do things like rain mud from the sky, rain animals from the sky, even people, insects. And Jason has all kinds of examples in writings where this stuff is discussed. So yeah, flat Earth too, because we're in a simulation, and there is no space. NASA is a big hoax, and probably what they use all the funding for NASA is to build their underground cities, because that's where they hide out, in these underground cities, whenever these catastrophes happen. Because of course, the controllers, they know about it. They know about all this. They might not know that they're in a simulation. They probably don't. But they know about these cyclical catastrophes. So that's why they build all these bunkers and these hideout places underground. And there's still lots of beings living underground, but they're all derived from humans, from these DNA experiences that they've done in this simulation. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but in the end, the situation is, even though this is a simulation, the avatars that we inhabit, the humans, we're so unique and so advanced. We're definitely a good experiment, and that's one of the reasons they have to do that Phoenix event every 138 years, because we can go from horse and buggy to Hadron Collider in 200 years. That's how quick our advancement has gone. And we've advanced thousands of times, hundreds of times over the last 6,000 years. And every time things get squashed, entire civilizations disappear. I mean, all these things happen that make sense in a simulation that make no sense in a so-called real world. But again, what I was trying to say is our souls, we're immortal. We're trapped in the simulation while we're going through these life cycles till 2178. And, but, we come back, we reincarnate, and we come and we live these lives out. We'll all be here in 2040 and 2178, maybe not in the same avatar, but we will be here for the Phoenix event, the Nemesis event, and then the final Phoenix event. And from what I understand, Jason proposes that once we get into the real world, the real universe, we will have proven ourselves to be able to go and help other people, other beings out in the universe, and tell our story about how we survived whatever it is they're trying to survive. And then there's the pyramid in Giza that's full of history and is actually a machine. And that's another thing Jason goes into. He's just discovered so much. It's just amazing. And he hasn't even put out all that he's discovered. He hasn't even gone through all his notes yet that he took in prison. So yeah, check Jason out at Archaix. And yeah, the earth is flat. If you want to, it's one of these things with collective consciousness. If everybody wants to believe the earth is flat, those people are going to find all the evidence. And the flat earth people have proven beyond a doubt, along with people before them that weren't even trying to prove flat earth, that this is a stationary plane. And that it's a plane, it's not a ball. But maybe the real earth is, because we're supposed to be simulating a real thing. So there you go. I don't know how that's all going to work into the flat earth philosophies. But all these buildings, that go underground and underground and underground, it's just civilizations that get wiped up, and they tear up the topography of the planet, the buildings, everything. They wipe it out. But always some people survive, and the chosen few always survive if they want to. And we're in for a ride till a couple more cycles here and avatars, and from there we get to graduate, according to Jason in 2178. So there you go. So check out his video and his channel. I'll put that video in the description. And thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Ciao, ciao.